Good morning, everybody. I hope we are all doing good. It's your girl Seeker in the house. Happy Saturday to everybody. I'm so excited to be here, and I hope you are too listening. I'm just waiting for a couple people to jump on this live video because there is a very important subject that I want us to discuss. I would love to have my brothers in the house as well because they can also help spread this word across for other people to hear what is important for us all to know about and be able to get where we need to get to. So, good morning to everybody. Please say hello as you jump on so I can actually acknowledge you. I love to have, real people in real time that I can actually speak to on the live video. So please just say hello, good morning, like something, so that I know you're here. It is those forms of engagement that actually gets the live videos across to as many people that need to hear the word as possible. So please help me to help you. I am nothing without every single one of you, and I'm counting on your help here to be able to get this message out there. There's so many things that um, we are constantly being exposed to as human beings, a lot of things. And especially when you're a woman, there's a lot more things that you need to be worried about. The woman's anatomy is a very complicated yet very delicate one. And so it's super important that you are doing the best that you can to keep yourself on top of your own health and wellness and making sure that you're not self-sabotaging yourself in all the things that you are doing. Good morning once again to everybody. And the name here is Sika of Sika Educates. I love you all so, so much. What am I saying? Every person under the surface of this planet that is intending to live life to the fullest, be able to accomplish dreams and live out the number of your days that has been assigned to you, has to listen to what we are saying here this morning. You see, when you get to a particular age of your life, you're not a child anymore under the care of your parents. Your life, your wellness, your mental health, like every part of your body becomes your responsibility and yours alone to make sure that everything about you is right. Now, for the sisters in the house, one of the most important things that you can do for yourself is to go for vaginal screening, go for cervical screening. And the reason simply is because you're down below, your cervix is a very intricate, delicate part of your body. But as long as you are sexually active, you're doing the do. Each time you do that, you're putting that part of your body at a higher risk and more susceptible to developing complications, including cervical diseases, and most specifically, cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is something that is taking a lot of women out before their time. They're dying a very painful death, needless death, a lot of the times preventable. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is that about 12 to 15 years ago, I lost a very close friend of mine to this very condition. And I made a pledge at her funeral that I was always going to be an advocate for this particular mission. It's something that is very important to me and very dear to my heart because it's something that is preventable by just doing simple screening regularly as a woman so that they can figure it out when it's coming about. And if there is an issue that has to be dealt with, it can be caught early and dealt with it. You see, the fact about it is that the more you start sleeping around and, having sexual partners, the more susceptible you are to developing or contracting a virus called the human papilloma virus, HPV for short. Now, this human papillomavirus is only spread or predominantly spread through sexual intimate contact between two people. The sad part about the whole thing is that you don't know when you've contracted this human papillomavirus or HPV because it doesn't cause any symptoms on the face of it. You can contract it just by doing what you've done with somebody because it's not written on your face. If you go and have intercourse with somebody that you whether you know them or don't know them, it doesn't make any difference. If they have anything in their genitals, you have no way of knowing. But as long as that exchange is done skin to skin, there's no membrane between the two of you, then whatever they have, it's much easier for them to pass it on to you. And as a woman, the more people that you've been doing that thing with, the more susceptible you are to developing human papilloma virus or contracting that being transmitted from whoever to you. Now, this HPV thing is so common that in scientific research, it is believed that most people have come into contact with it because a lot of people are carrying it without knowing it. It doesn't show any symptoms. There's nothing that you can do to know, oh, this person has HPV, I better stay away. There's nothing like that. And so the more people you expose yourself to sexually, the higher the risk and the chances of you developing HPV or having HPV transmitted over to you. Now, what makes this so tragic is that normally, if your immunity is high, if you don't have any issues, if your sexual and reproductive system is on point, your immunity or your immune system is on point, the viral load from this HPV thing will just, reduce and come out of your body the same way that it came in, and you have no issues. But unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't. And when this HPV isn't able to leave your system, i.e., it remains in your cervix, it starts to cause changes to the cells that are inside of your cervix. Your cervix is a part of your body and it's made up of cells. So the cells in the cervix or the cervical cells begin to undergo changes. And it is these changes that, if they're not caught early and tackled and dealt with, over time, you develop cervical cancer. It's a silent killer. Good morning, Pastor Patience. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Now, this is a silent killer because a lot of the time, before it rears its ugly head, it's oftentimes too late. It has spread to your lymphatic system, it's gone to your kidneys, it's gone to your uterus. And once it gets to any single part of your body that I've just mentioned, it goes into you, like it just works its way up your body. And unfortunately, you are not going to be with us that long anymore. However, when these changes in your cells are caught early, they can do something about it to stop it from becoming an issue that ultimately takes you out before your time. Now, somebody will ask you, why are you so passionate about this issue? As I mentioned before, one of my close friends, my girlfriends, passed on because of this issue. She was as young as 29 years when she passed on from this issue. And it was only caught when she was going in to go have her child. It's when they realized, this girl is always sick. She always has high temperature, this, that, and the other. She's caught every bug that is going on. What at all is this? Pregnancy cannot be the only reason. That her immunity is so low that she's getting everything. And it is when they did further investigations. Oh, thank you so much, Pastor Patience. You are looking amazing too. I've been, wink, wink. I've been stealing glances at your videos on your page. You look amazing too. You don't look nothing like how old you say you are, Pastor Patience. God bless you. Yeah, she passed on, and it wasn't caught early because, unfortunately, in a lot of Africa, they don't have specific systems in place that Western countries have, where you are required to go and get your cervical screening done. At least in the UK and in Canada, where I'm at presently, I can speak so loudly and profoundly about this because ever since I lived in England as an adult in 2002, I have always had a letter in the mail saying, "Hey girl, your time to have your down below checked out is here. Come to the clinic at such and such a time on such and such a date, and let's see what's going on." And guess what? I have never missed. I am always there on time to get it looked at. And if there's any changes, then they go further and do further investigation. I remember one time that they did the testing and then they came up and said, "Oh, there's some changes that they don't understand." And so I had to go and get a biopsy done. I went ahead, got the biopsy done. It came back normal. Everything was fine. I got on with my life. But if that biopsy had come back with something, at least they've caught it early and they can do something about it. There's a friend of mine that I know actually, and she doesn't mind me saying this because she is also a huge advocate for all of this. They had some changes and they did the biopsy and found there are some cells that we are seeing that we don't like. Like, we don't like what it's looking like. So guess what? We're going to do this laser thing and we're going to burn those cells off so that you don't have these issues anymore. Now, the big reason why HPV is able to spread and cause havoc is if you don't have an immunity or immune system that is strong enough so that when you come into contact with these viruses and other bugs, your system can flush it out and you can just come back to your normal self again. Number two, if you're young, especially below the ages of 45, and you're just opening up your apple for every Tom, Dick, and Harry, I hope that this message really drums in the lesson here that the more you open up yourself to multiple people that you're having intimate relations with, skin to skin, the higher and more susceptible you are to developing issues with your down below. So if I were you, I would keep it closed. I would find somebody that I really like and I want to spend my life with, and I'll be intimate with that person solely. I will not keep dipping it, having this one dipping, that one dipping, because you're opening up yourself to contracting human papilloma virus or some other viruses as well, which we're not going to talk about today, but we'll come back to later on. And you're destroying your cervix. The third thing is those of us who have now gotten to this point that because of the stresses of life and people wanting to quieten the stress that they're dealing with, a lot of people are seeking solace in short-term things that are not going to give you good outcomes on the long run. Alcohol, smoking, those things have become more rampant. Like when I listen to some of the things that are spoken about West Africa and Ghana to be precise, I am really alarmed at the things that are going on there right now. So please, if you're dealing with any stressful situation, resorting to the bottle and smoking, as you know, it gives you a high, it makes you forget your woes for 5 seconds. But when you sleep and you wake up, guess what? The problem is still there waiting for you. Find solutions to your issue if it is within your remit and capability to do that. If it isn't, let go and let the heavens be your answer to your predicament. Look, let me say something here. We're all dealing with something, whether you like it or not. We are all dealing with life. It's happening to the best of us. But it is your fortitude, tenacity, and resilience to sit on top and rise above your issues that really makes you somebody that is fortified enough to get to that expected end that you're desiring. I'm not here to belittle anybody's issues. I'm not here to say that you're not going through a stressful time. Hey, I don't know you. But whatever your issues are, ask yourself, this thing, what can I do about it? And if there's something you can do about it, then please, darling, get about doing that. If there's nothing you can do, or you've done the best that you can humanly possibly do, then let go and let God. Having intercourse with multiple partners as a short-term cutoff to your pain, drinking, excessive smoking, and all of those things is not the answer. And you're actually putting yourself, your health, and your wellness at a higher risk of developing and contracting other issues. The last thing that I wanted to say before I go on to the real reason why I'm here this morning is that, please, anybody that is here at the sound of my voice that is between the ages of 20 and 65, I beg you, and you're a woman, in the name of the Lord, I beg you, please get help. Whenever there's vaginal screening that you are being called upon to go and do it, please go and get the screening done. It is for your own good. A lot of the times it's once every 3 years, once every 2 years. Whatever system you have in place in your country, please, I entreat you by the mercies of God to go and get the cervical screening done. The other thing that I'll say is that in some countries like Ghana, there is no system in place that prompts you, hey, hello, seeker, your 2 years is up. You need to come and get your screening done. There's nothing like that. And so then your health is your responsibility ultimately. It doesn't matter where you live. Your health is ultimately your responsibility. So if there's no system in place, you yourself set up your own system so that every other year, every 2 years, you go and ask your family doctor to set you up to go get your screening done. I know that these are issues that a lot of us shy away from, but I do know that there are lots of doctors out there back in Ghana that are really trying to create this whole awareness about cervical screening and doing something about it. Cervical screening and cervical cancer is just as important in women as prostate cancers and prostate issues are for men. And so we're not leaving the men out here. Thank you so much, Pastor Patience. The men also need to get their testing done for their prostate, because it's the same sort of thing. The same awareness that needs to be created for women for their cervix is the same sort of awareness that our brothers also need to go and get their prostate looked at. The sooner you get it looked at, the sooner it is caught, the quicker and easier it is for something to be done about it. Now, if you've heard me talking all this time, one of the points that I made here is that we are all susceptible to, being in contact with viruses, including this human papilloma virus that I've talked about this morning. And, all these viruses that we are exposed to, one of the things that prevents them from, creating a home in our bodies and wrecking us and creating havoc in our systems is having a strong enough immune system. When the cells in all parts of your body are healthy, guess what? You are also in health and wellness. Pastor Patience says they're buying cell phones and clothes instead of spending on their health. Your health is your greatest wealth. And if you really think about it and you actually understand this, you will put your priorities in a different order. My philosophy of life, based on all the things that I've had to go through, especially with my wellness, is that before I can do anything else, I have to be alive, and not just on life support. I have to be alive and well and strong and fortified, then I can achieve those other goals. And so, next to God, the other thing that is important is my wellness. How do I wake up? How do I feel? Is there something untoward that is going on in my body? And what can I do to fix it? But a lot of us have the whole thing messed around. We want to build house. We have a project. Oh, I have to invest money in this project. I'm building this house in Ghana, Nigeria, Lagos, whatever. And so you just wait. Let me build my house. When I've done building my house, then I'll come back and contact you about my wellness. My sister, what if you're not alive tomorrow to go and live in that house that you're building? People that were never in your life, that ever saw you hustling, are the people that will get the keys to your house and go live in it. And guess what? You that did all the hard work will not be here anymore. You'll be 6 foot under. I've seen it time after time after time. And so please, let us reorder and reorganize the priorities. What is important? Do you want to stay alive and enjoy the fruits of your hard labor? If the answer is yes, then you need to make sure that you yourself, you're fortified enough, like you're strong and healthy enough to be able to do this. And so your immune system is so important. The cells in your whole body, from the tip of your hair to the soles of your feet, are so important that they have to be looked at. They have to be checked all of the time. And once those are in check, your cells are well. You invariably are also well too. And so please, I beg you, think about what we're saying today. When you yourself are fortified, you feel good, there are no aches, bumps, or bruising anywhere. You can get out of your own bed easily unaided, and you're not a burden to your loved ones. How does that make you feel? If it makes you feel good, then you do everything humanly possible to make sure that it happens, right? Now, what is it that is going to help me get my immunity on point? Like I said, when the cells in every part of your body is well, guess what? You are also well too. And I thank God every single day of my life that I came into contact with Pastor Patience, because she's given me the best gift that I have ever had, especially in the last 18 to 19 months of my life. Why? You see, if you know anything about me, you would know that I've been through so much with my health. And part of the reason for that is the cells in different parts of my body have been sleeping for years. There is no signaling that is going on with my cells. And so when things like this human papilloma virus, or, any other bugs, the ones that cause the flu, the colds, all of these things come in, because the cells in your body are not able to, detect that, there's a bug here. The enemy is here. We have to fight it. The bug is able to enter your body and wreak havoc. And it is only when the havoc is getting out of hand that your body starts reacting. You have aches and pains. You have all kinds of discomforts going on in your body. And that's the only time that the alarm is raised. By that time, oftentimes, it's too late. They can't do anything to save you. And then now you're hearing you have to go and put your house in order. We're so sorry, whatever. And you have to put your house in order because you're going 6 foot under. One thing that is undeniable is that we're all going to exit this place. It's a journey, and we're all going to leave one day. I get that. But the number of the days that I'm spending here, that you're spending here, shouldn't that be pleasant enough? Shouldn't you be strong and vital enough to be able to accomplish that destiny that you were called to? Because none of us was brought here just to come and, walk the surface of the planet and do nothing. We're here to enjoy the life. We're here to accomplish the mission for which God brought us here. and achieve our destiny, leave a lasting legacy. And so thank God that through Pastor Patience, I found redox. Redox signaling molecules. What that does is that it wakes up your cells that are sleeping and causes them to signal and communicate with each other better, so that when any enemy, foreign entities that are not wanted, the disease causating things that come into our bodies, whether we like it or not, we are faced with them all the time. But when they come in, our body has the ability to quickly fight them and destroy and take them out of our lives so that we can be healthy and continue living our best life. And so 18 months ago, I embarked on this journey with redox, not fully understanding what it was, but hey, for me, I just wanted to be well. And so I invested in it. I started drinking, ingesting redox, applying the gel to all parts of my body, and just following instructions, because Pastor Patience is a cellular redox practitioner, a cellular health coach. So I just followed the instructions. 18 months in the works. Look at my hair. Look at me. Like, if you saw my hair 18 months ago and you're seeing it now and it's getting longer every day, like sometimes I'm like, what is that? That is brushing my back. And when I hold it, oh, it's my hair, because I never thought that my hair would grow this long. Look at my face, look at my skin, and how happy I am just generally, because I found something that has literally revolutionized my whole skin, my whole body, my whole system, and causing all kinds of interesting, amazing things to happen with me. And so now my body is so fortified and sensitive that as soon as there's something untoward, I'm like, no. I can't deal with this. This bug and me, we are not good friends. So please, bug, leave my life alone. This is the sort of level of immunity that you need. Your cells need to be fortified enough to be able to prevent things like this human papillomavirus from becoming a real thorn in your flesh, together with other things as well. The crux of what I'm saying is that when your cells are fortified, you are fortified. And so redox is a substance that is inside you already. There's nothing foreign about it. There's nothing strange about it. It's already in your cells. Like right now, as you're listening to me, you have redox in you already. It's innate to your system. It's native to you. So the question is, well, if I already have redox, then why do I need more redox? Redox is made in your cells. And when you're a baby, a lot of the time, unless there's a baby that has, issues from birth. But if you're a normal baby that is born, you have redox at high levels to enable you to be able to ward off all these bugs and whatever is coming to you. But unfortunately, by the time you hit puberty, the amount of redox that your cells are able to make begins to decline. And so once it declines, it means you're declining in your wellness as well. And so your ability to ward off bugs and fight infections and all sorts of things begins to diminish also. And that is why when you compare a 10-year-old that is dealing with a bump, they fell off their bike or whatever, to a 20-year-old, 30, 40, 50-year-old that falls off their bike, more catastrophic things happen the older you get. I remember a few years back, I bumped my shin, the front part of my lower leg, between my knee and my foot. For me, some people have some flesh in front of the bone. I don't. You can literally see the bone when you look critically at my shin. And that shin hit a coffee table, the edge of a coffee table that's made from wood. That thing stung like a bee. Come and see adult Sika crying like a child because it was so painful. And it left this black mark on my shin that wouldn't go away. Do you know that 18 months later, that thing is not there anymore? Why? Because when the cells in your body are woken up with redox signaling molecules, all the things that are not right in you, it begins to fix them. And so you begin to feel better in yourself as a person. You are more fortified to be able to face the world out there and deal with all the things that we are faced with. So stress, aging, poor dieting, and all the toxins out there mean that the redox that your own body is able to make in your cells begins to diminish. The only way to keep up that level that is going to keep you going is to keep ingesting, topping up with more redox so that you always have that optimal level that is required to keep all the bugs at bay. Thank God that through Pastor Patience, I found redox and I've been ingesting it for the last 18 months. Some of the things that I used to suffer from were really bad migraines. Like every month, I probably have 2 or 3 attacks, which means for 1 or 2 days, every single week, I have a migraine. I have to go lay down. I have to leave a meeting. I have to leave work. Which employer is going to keep you going like that when you're always sick and you're not present to do their job? Today, I don't get migraines that bad anymore. Even if the attack is trying to come on, hey, the redox is like, please, 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 leave this girl alone. No migraine today. And within a few hours, it's like nothing happened. I'm fine again. For somebody that was really dealing with this thing as an issue, if you're a migraine sufferer with the aura, you can't speak because it's like your tongue is 10 times the size that it used to be. You would understand what I'm saying. You can't see anything. Everything is black. It's like the whole room is spinning. Your gut, you're having projectile, vomiting. Oh man, that was a very huge debilitating condition for me. Today, I don't have to think about that anymore. Number 2, look at my hair. As I said before, look at me. This is all my hair. I don't have any extensions. It's all mine. And it's growing, it's shinier, and all of that. Why? Because I put redox in my hair, I put the redox liquid. I spray it into my hair. And that is what I use to, moisturize my hair. And it's very good. It is very good manure for my hair. That is my secret. I spray it on my face. I spray it on every part of my body. And I apply the gel also to my body. Before I forget, it's I think we've got 2.5 days left into this promotion that is going on. If you get a case of redox liquid, guess what? We have this promotion where you get a free gift. It's Mothering Sunday coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. And we're all super excited about it. Maybe this is the opportune time for you to decide that, look, I've heard about this thing enough. I want to start ingesting redox so that I can help build my own system. What better time than this promotion from the 25th of April, which is gone, till the 29th of April, which is coming, which is Monday. If I were you, I won't waste any time because, today, tomorrow, before you know it, Monday has come and it's passed. So please, maybe you want to take advantage of this to get a nice free gift worth quite a few dollars. It's quite an expensive gift that you're getting because we love Mothering Sunday. We love you. And we want you to do something that is going to help you and your wellness, and you'd never regret it. So redox has been an absolute lifesaver for me. I talked about migraines. I talked about my skin. I've talked about my hair. Let's go to the reproductive system. If anybody knows what PCOS is, polycystic ovarian syndrome, you don't have normal, regular periods without popping pills. Sometimes, at best, I get 1 period a year. Thanks to redox, in the last 6 months from November, I haven't missed my period. It's always come on time, every 30 days. Like, I can literally predict when my next one is coming. And for me, for 32 years, for not being able to have regular periods for 6 months. I wish Pastor Patience were here in Calgary, or somewhere in Canada, where I could just go and stretch forth my hands and hug her. Because people who have lived with me and have known me for all those years of suffering, including my parents, my mom is literally in tears when I tell her, Mom, do you know that for the last 6 months I've had it every single month and I ain't had no problem? She's like, what? What are you saying? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I've been on Redox for 18 months and this is what has happened. It is amazing. Amazing. All these allergies, the weather is changing. We're getting into some kind of spring. I don't know what kind of spring we're getting in Calgary this year because it's sunny 1 minute, raining the next, snowing the next. But hey, we'll take whatever we get. But by this time, I'll have puffy eyes, there's hay fever and all sorts of things. I'm just walking around. It's dusty, it's spring, there's a lot of pollen out there, and Sika is just coasting. Why? Because the cells in my body are beginning to get to that level, that healthy level that they're supposed to be at, and magic is happening. I don't know what condition you have, or maybe you don't have anything. You just want to keep yourself going. I recommend that you look into Redox today and start to ingest Redox too, because it's been a lifesaver for me. And I'll keep shouting it from the rooftops for as long as Redox is available and I have breath inside of me. I will talk about it because me and Redox were married for life. And everybody who is close to me enough has heard me drum on about Redox enough that somebody actually has started calling me Redox or the Redox school prefect or the Redox mistress or whatever. There's so many names that have been accorded me now, but I can't keep quiet about something that has helped so much and I know can help change your own life too, just by ingesting Redox. So please, I've spoken about it. Pastor P has been here much, much longer than me. If you go to her page on Facebook, Patience O. Edwards on Facebook, go watch her amazing videos about Redox. She really takes her time to explain what Redox does, how it helps, all the issues that a lot of us are facing, and we don't know what to do with it. Please, you don't have to suffer in silence anymore. You don't. There is something that can change your life. There is something that can be a blessing. There is something that is a gift for our time. Please don't, take this time for granted. Maybe you've heard me waffle on a lot about Redox, and now you're like, you know what? Let me just start my own journey and see what happens for me. redoxrenewslife.myasialife.com. Please, you can contact me there, and I'm ever ready to help you. I'm just typing that in the chat here. redoxrenewslife.myasialife.com, and I can help you begin your own journey with Redox as well. Please, this is the time to do something actionable to help your own self. A lot of us will hear information and will start dilly-dallying about it, procrastinating. Oh, I'll do it next month. I'll do it next year. Oh, I have a project that is more important than my own wellness. Oh, I've just started building a foundation in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, in Kenya, in wherever. Oh, so you just wait. Let me finish that first. And when I'm done with that, I'll get back to you. You know something? That time never comes because you would always find an excuse. There's always something else that you put as the priority and ahead of your own wellness. What shall it profit a man to save everything and go build all these mansions and lose your own life? What have you gained? All these things that we're struggling for, it is so that when we are much older, we can live a comfortable life, we can enjoy ourselves, and we can do what we want. Isn't it rather more prudent that you stay alive first? Not alive and on life support, because there's so many people that are alive today, but you can't eat ginger, you can't eat meat, you can't do this, you can't do that. What kind of life is that? But if the cells in your body are signaling, the cells in your body are protecting your immunity, and your immunity is high, you can do everything in proportion. You can eat and drink and do everything little by little by little and save your own life and enjoy this life that you have. Because I don't believe that this is a place where we're meant to be enduring things. We're supposed to enjoy this life. This existence is supposed to be an enjoyable one. And so please, please, I beg you, Redox Renews Life.myasialife.com. That is the place to go to contact Sika about Redox. Now, if you live in Africa, in the Caribbean, we are not yet in those places. We don't ship to these continents or these countries in Africa and in the Caribbean. We are not there yet. So please, if you live in any of those countries, unfortunately, I can't help you because we don't ship directly to those places. But you're listening to me and you're in Europe, you're in the UK, like Scotland, Wales, Ireland, England. You live in Spain, in Germany, in Italy, Holland, all these countries in Europe, France, and you're listening to me. We ship to all of these places. You're in Colombia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Canada, America, all of these places. We are there. Australia, New Zealand. Please, you don't have to suffer in silence anymore. Fix your own wellness. Deal with your cellular wellness. Fix your own life because your life is yours. Let's not entrust this to doctors and medics. They have their own lives to protect too. They are human. They may forget about you. They may take their eye off the ball. But it's you that ultimately has to face the music. And so take back control of your own wellness. Take charge of yourself. A couple of days back, I went to see my doctor and he was so excited when I told him that for the last 6 months now, I've had regular periods. I don't have to take any pills to force no periods to come. I don't have migraines anymore. So all those, medications that they were giving me to have to kind of slow my mind down a little bit so that the tension in my veins and whatever is reduced and, slow down my heart rate a little bit so that I don't start getting all these things all the time. You don't need to do none of that anymore, because my body is doing that for me. Please, you don't have to have any chronic discomforts in your body anymore. There is help. This is not some magic wonder balm or some magic nothing. This is a scientific breakthrough, biotech breakthrough. And if you don't believe me, discoverredox.com is the website to go to, or one of many to go to learn about cellular health and what role redox is playing in our lives today. Redox cellular health, that is where all the research and everything is pointing towards. The ordinary ways of doing science and medicine and doctors and pills all the time. We are moving away from that. So we need to get ahead of the times and get abreast with what is happening. Somebody asked me the question the other day, well, if redox is such a good thing, why don't I know about it? I'm like, what do you know? Do you know everything about everything? No disrespect to everyone or anyone here, but do you know everything that is going on about everything? The fact that you don't know that something is existent doesn't mean that it's not, one, and doesn't mean that it's saving lives. There are millions of people that are ingesting redox. I am just one of them. Pastor Patience is one of them. But there are millions of people already ingesting redox on a daily basis, and they have seen and experienced breakthroughs in their wellness. Just imagine somebody who is lying down and not able to move their limbs, like they're paralyzed from their head to their toes. Ingest Redox, to be told that you're always going to be bedridden, there's nothing we can do about you. And for that person to be working, living a normal life, able to drive and do everything. If this is not a revolutionary scientific breakthrough, then I don't know what else is. You don't have to suffer in silence anymore. Whether you have, cholesterol issues, you have blood sugar issues, you have blood pressure issues, you have skin problems, eczema, all kinds of things going on. Your immunity is not on point. You're catching everything. You have osteoarthritis, rheumatoid. I don't care what your issue is. The fact about it is that when the cells in your body are healthy and signaling, every part of your body is well too. A word to the wise is enough. Redox has been an absolute amazing gift in my life personally, in Pastor Patience's life, and in the life of all the people that are also ingesting Redox on a daily basis and are seeing results. There's nothing wrong with wanting to know more, inquire about it more. Nothing wrong with that. But one thing that I suggest that you never do is nothing. Because doing nothing means you're still suffering, you're still dealing with your issue, you're always popping pills. And I'll say this before I leave. I have nothing against orthodox medicine. They have their place. In emergency situations, it's a lifesaver. I used to have really bad anaphylaxis, allergies to all kinds of things. And I have to carry an EpiPen around, just to make sure that my airwaves don't choke me up and I exit before my time. So I get it. It has its place. But do you know that all these things that we've been ingesting and living on as if our very lives depended on it, like if you have elevated blood sugar, it's insulin. If you have elevated blood pressure, it's blood pressure medication. Do you know that these things, whilst they may temporarily be helping you fix your symptom, that they also go on to cause other issues as well? Because all of these medications, whether we like it or not, they have toxins in them. And there's something called LD50. If you don't believe me, ask your medic when you see them next time. What is LD50? Because every medication that is prescribed, whether it's over the counter that you can get it or whether it has to be prescribed to you, has an LD50. From cough mixtures to everything has an LD50. L stands for lethal, D stands for dosage. 50 is 50%. At what point, at what dosage, the 50% of the rats and mice, the whatever it is that you're taking substance was applied to these rats and mice, and 50% exited, died, were destroyed, were killed. That is what LD50 is. And every single medication has one. Did you know that? Redox doesn't have one. Why? Because it's inside your body. Your body already makes it. It's innate to you. It's in your cells. You're just topping up what your body makes with more of the same so that your cells can be sharper, clearer, signal better, communicate better, and keep you alive and in huge vitality to do what you need to do. That is it. That is just it. I can't say it any better than that. That is what Redox does. There's no toxicity. There's no nothing. You can apply the gel to your skin 50 times a day if that's what you want to do in order to have comfort inside of your body. As soon as I have any bump, oh, this thing, I had a mosquito bite. Oh, it hurts. Guess what? I put Redox on it. If I have my skin is itching, I put Redox on it. And guess what? It gets to work. Like my cells are literally just waiting for that Redox to be applied to it. And big things happen. I had these burns to my skin because I had to fry chicken for my good friend Luba here. And it ended up with a blast. You know how sometimes you can be frying chicken or whatever, and then the oil decides to explode in the pan and it splashes everywhere. Well, my face and especially my arms took a huge, I'll post those pictures again because they're somewhere on my platform, on my page. Look at my arm. Are you seeing any bend there now? Look at it. Is there any bend? Look at it. Clear as rain. Why? Because the Redox gel is like an eraser. I applied it, and after about 6 weeks or so, everything has disappeared. Look at my skin. Look. So if you don't want to experience this, me, I don't know for you again. I have nothing more to say than to encourage you to at least investigate it. Ask questions, any questions, and I'm happy to answer it for you. But what I'm saying is, if you want to have wellness, you don't have to rely on these medicines like your a cellmate in prison and this is your lifeline. There are better ways of doing things. And redox is the way we're going. Cellular health is moving. We are moving into that direction. Get ahead of things, save your life, feel better, get more excited like I am now. Because all these issues that used to cause me sleepless nights have all been sorted out. And I know the best is yet to come. Because if there's anything that needs to be discovered inside me that I can't see, Redox is doing it for me. I love you so much. Have a fantastic, fantastic day. Stay beautiful and handsome. And remember, please, if you're a sister and you're listening to me, please go get your cervical test done so that they can fix any cells that are there that shouldn't be there. And get Redox and start ingesting it so that your cells can be on point, like my own have become. Pastor P, I can't help myself. I can't. You bent your wrist yesterday and you applied Redox. Yeah. Look at my arm. Look, take one look at it again. I'm going to come off this video. I'm going to find the pictures and post it so you can see what it looked like when it burnt and how it is looking now. Look at my arm. It is just, magical. I can't say enough about it. You have a lower twinge in your ache and bump in your, you put it there. And there's some amazing places that Pastor Patience and I, we can't tell you on this live video, but if you contact either one of us, we can help you, put the things in the right places, and then you can thank us later. Tomorrow, maybe I may be inspired to be naughty, and when that time comes, we will talk about it some more then. But I love you so much. And I want to see people living their best life, happy, rejuvenated, and enjoying life to the max as you were intended to live it. Pastor Patience, thank you so much for being here. My brother Joseph, please contact me. If you're not in Africa and the Caribbean, I can help you. Please contact me. And please contact me, anybody that is wanting to know more about Redox. I love you so much. God bless you. Thank you for everything. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Pastor P, I'll speak to you later. I love you.